I'm Effy, and this is what Effy reads. As you can probably tell from the fact that I don't have much in the way of videos, this is my first BookTube video, so I thought I'd start by doing a few books that I'm super excited to read. The first on this list is Through the Woods by Emily Carroll. I got this book in the October queer book box and I was super excited to read it because queer and spooky, perfect, except I never got round to it. I'm an absolute mood reader, which is why all of these books are on this list. I buy them, I want to read them, I never get round to it. Let's see what the blurb says. Not very much, so I guess it'll be a surprise. The next book on this list actually only came out at the start of this month, and it's Bridge of Souls by Victoria Schwab, who also writes under V. Schwab for her young adult and adult books. However, this is a middle grade book. It's the third book in the Cassidy Blake trilogy, which follows a young girl whose parents are ghost hunters and are recording a television show in the world's most haunted cities. The first book took place in Edinburgh, which pretty cool. And the second one took place in Paris, and the third one takes place in New Orleans and includes a character that you met at the end of the second book. So I'm pretty excited to read this. The only thing is, I'm a little bit nervous about the potential for references to a certain popular magical series, as the first two books were quite heavy. Okay, the third book on this list is The Sleeper and the Spindle, which I believe is a sapphic retelling of Sleeping Beauty. Basically all I know is it's got beautiful artwork. I don't know if you can see that. Lighting's a bit reflective. I'll see if I can find something better.
Editing Effy here, just saying that I did look for better images in this book. Couldn't find any. I promise that when I review this book, I will try and include some images of the artwork then.
And it involves Neil Gaiman. Okay, the third book that I am excited to read is Adjustment Day by Chuck Palahniuk. This is a book that I'm kind of surprised I haven't read yet. I went through a stage of reading everything Palahniuk had put out, and then I kind of didn't keep up with his new releases. So I actually don't have his most recent book and possibly a book after that. But I am really looking forward to reading this because he writes some really interesting books, and I'm pretty sure to love this one. Okay, so the next book has been everywhere, and it's The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V. Schwab. As you can possibly see, I've got multiple copies of this book, and yet I haven't read it yet. This particular edition is the standard edition, and it was given to me by the wonderful Shannon over at Head in the Books. I will link her down below. You should definitely check her out. She's awesome. I don't know much about this. Presume it follows a girl called Addie LaRue, and I believe she makes a deal with the devil to never die, but something about people not remembering her. Assuming I make more videos, you will probably find out that my aversion to spoilers is such that I'm not very good at describing books because I don't want to know what they're about going in. Okay, so this list is getting to be quite long. There's 3 more to go, so apologies. So the next book I'm super excited to read is... what's it called? I was about to say A Kind of Spark, which is Elle McNichol's first book, but this is Show Us Who You Are. Yes, Show Us Who You Are by Elle McNichol, published by Knights of, which is a British publisher who work to publish books by underrepresented voices. So, publisher I really like. I've previously read A Kind of Spark, which was amazing. I'm very, very sparing with giving the highest ratings I can. So I rate books out of 20 and then scale them down to be out of 5. And so far in 2021, it is currently the 30th of March, and I have only given 3 books a full 20 out of 20 this year. And A Kind of Spark was one of those books. So I'm really excited to read this. About a month ago, I saw Gav from How to Train Your Gavin reading this during his cozy Monday evening sprints, and it just made me desperate to read it myself. So, hope you'll love it. I expect to love it. Let's see. Okay, this next book is another one where I've read a book by the author already, and it's just made me want to read more from them. So this is The Opposite of Always by Justin A. Reynolds. Yeah. Always getting confused with Jason. So back in January, I read Forever Ends on Friday, which was another one of my 5 stars of the year. For reference, the third 5-star was Sage and King by Molly Ringwald. So all 3 of those definitely recommend. If you want me to do a video on the books that I've given 5 stars, let me know down below and I will do one. So this one, I think is probably sad. I know Forever Ends on Friday was really sad. I basically cried the whole way through, but it also was full of lots of laughs. So I'm hoping for something similar with this. I think this is more relationship based. Guess we'll see soon. Okay, the final book on this list is Lost in the Netherwoods by Aidan Thomas. This is the author that wrote Cemetery Boys. Beyond this being a Peter Pan retelling, I couldn't really tell you much about it, but I know that everyone and their dog and their pet iguana is reading it right now. So I'm hoping to read it really soon and enjoy it. Okay, so that's 8 books that I'm really excited to read soon. In fact, I think I'm going to set myself a challenge. I want to read these 8 books in April. So let's see if I can finish many pages. So watch this space, and I guess we'll find out in a month's time if I manage to succeed. So until then, bye!